Hey everybody, Father Drew here, taking questions. Thanks so much for sending them in. Like and subscribe, and let me know if these are helpful. Reply on the Flock Note email or whatever you want to do. So your support is a big help for this one. This is one that tons of moms and dads out there want to know about these days. What are ways to keep your children engaged with their religious practices at home while not attending Mass due to the COVID, and parenthetically, other than live streaming the Mass and praying as a family? Because obviously those are ways to very, very good ways, but I guess looking for other ways. And so there's two ways to answer this question. One is to kind of come up with a sort of a laundry list of things that we could encourage them to do, so to speak, which isn't bad. Like other than you said, praying as a group, that is praying as a family. Ensuring that they understand how to pray before they go to bed at night, pray when they wake up in the morning, pray the Angelus. There's prayers we can pray throughout the day. But I think this is where hopefully we can make take our time to make a real shift here during this funny, weird time, and kind of change a perspective to sort of zoom out from it and take a look at ourselves and our relationship with God and go deeper. Like, this is the time to go deeper. So one thing to look at, one way you can look at ways is to look at in terms of the end product. Oh, okay, my children are praying more, which is awesome. They've taken up the habit of reciting the rosary, or they've you can indicate several little things that they've been doing. I don't know. The other would be the means by which you are going to be engaged, they're going to engage in their religious practices, which would be through your example. So as a mom or as a dad, I mean, what's the motherly way or the fatherly way to keep your children engaged? And so that's something that you can directly work on. So rather than sort of lining up an additional thing for them to do, so to speak, this would be like, okay, I'm going to show them how to practice their religion as their mom or as their dad. And once you sort of take it from that perspective, then it gets really deep, and you can really get into it, and it becomes the ways of engaging our children become practically infinite, because it has everything to do with my relationship with them as their mom or as their dad. And so this is where being a good dad and doing a simple fatherly, showing that paternal affection for them in any way is actually something which is actually going to increase their understanding actually of God, because their understanding of God comes through their understanding of their mom and their dad. It's so easy for them, so much easier for them to have a deep relationship with God if their relationship with their mom and their dad is strong, and especially if mom and dad individually and as together are practicing their religion and evidence that they love God very much in their lives. So this is where you can there's, to the extent that you are growing in your relationship with God and you are improving your relationship with your children as the mom or as the dad, you're going to help them. They're going to grow stronger. It's one of these things that it's like you're fertilizing the soil. It's not necessarily planting a different plant. You're giving them an environment within which to grow up. So I mean, I imagine like a mom and a daughter, for instance. I mean, this is my not to be too. This is a homespun image that comes to mind, but like the times that moms spend with their daughters in their kitchen, them teaching them things just around you, teaching them recipes or teaching them how to cook, or dads, spending quality time with their sons, taking them out. Doing whatever they can do. I mean, there are tons of ways that dads spend quality time with their sons, teaching them such, showing how to do such. That is by fusing your relationship and having it grow stronger with your children that way. You're setting them up in a real strong way, because they know my dad believes in God. My dad loves God. He's a good Christian man. My mom is very pious and she prays, and so I see that as a very good thing. And then of course also in addition to that, you're going to show them by your example. And you'll teach them how to pray. But I guess it would be to sort of to zoom out and to take the bigger picture that. And this to how I can be the parent that God is calling me to be for them, and that is by attending to that, you're giving them a huge advantage, and not to become discouraged. I think also that it avoids also kind of an activism, sort of a reducing or a minimizing of the significance of our faith, sort of to accomplishing various check the box of a certain prayer here or a pious action here. Real prayer and real piety is something that comes from the heart and is something that is a function of a life lived according to the will of God, and that's something that you can give them by your example all the time. So not to stress like, okay, from the perspective like, oh, I need to add something else for them to do, but like, okay, I'm their mom. Like, how can I show them how much that I love them as their mom? And so you're probably already doing it, and just to do it with greater love and greater attention and greater and to devote each of those little things that you already do. Dedicate them to God, and so to have that depth to your everyday, seemingly rather ordinary life, you can actually convert each of those ordinary circumstances into chances that into a chance to show them that God loves them, and that over time is rock solid. I mean, that's the kind of thing that they'll always remember from their mom and their dad. Okay, thanks. Good question. Okay, next one up. Come on, somebody send me some more. Appreciate the likes and the subscribes and the questions and the replies. If this is helpful for you, send it to somebody who might help it, who you might think might get a kick out of it. Thanks a lot. Okay, see you in the next one.